All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more Wednesday Valorant action. You are locked in with none other than Benny Dro and Jamie O on the call. Jamie, how are we doing, and how did you feel about that first game?
That first game was so exciting. It was a nail-biter all the way through on both times with the, especially after the switch. It was just the same. 2 wins, 2 losses. The budget, the saving round there really made a big difference, but what it came down to was a final play, and that's what you love seeing, right? Just a last-minute decision there. It was such a good game. Such a good
Absolutely.
game.
Great game. And one thing that we noted when we talked to the athletes after the game was the rank difference, apparently. There was several players on that team that were ranked a little bit higher than our SAIT Trojans, but you wouldn't be able to tell by watching the game. They kept it close all the way through. Yeah.
Then the scorecard showed that the KDs showed that as well. The scorecard was quite close going back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that. And another story that we're going to be watching very closely, actually 2 of them, Electrocute had several conversations with Coach Riz about the Astra pick. There's a little bit of concern out of Electro that maybe there's maybe a bit of a timing delay issue kind of thing that was making the character feel a little clunky. Coach Riz, happy with it, going forward with the Astra pick for Electrocute. How do you feel about that?
I think Electrocute did a great job there with the Astra. When we were talking to her, she had a new binding for the mouse there to be able to do it really quick, so that was a cool little custom trick, and that's something that these athletes can do, and something that some of the viewers might not notice is when they are playing the games, they can, everyone's using a keyboard and a mouse, but how you use those mice and the keyboards, what buttons you're attaching things to, and then the combos that you use, right? When you are using certain characters that are going to be using different alts in like chains, you may want to move those to different mouse buttons and different keyboard buttons.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots to look forward to, and we'll see what kind of success Electrocute will have with the Astra early in this game. Looks like the opposing boys here, the old boys out of... where was this again? Sorry?
No problem.
The double games messed me up a little bit, but it is an early push right now. Early smokes down for Astra. Letting her teammates get set up. Gonna go for the first pick here. Drop a couple, taking some early shots. Big Mac in on it early. Meliodas in against a couple players here. Nice dodge of the flash, and that'll give pause to a couple players on the other side. That's a double. That's a triple for Meliodas. Oh my goodness, and Virgie came in with one as well. Virgie made that switch over to the Tejo, and Meliodas with a 4K to start things up. You are absolutely kidding me. Hot start for your Trojans. Northern Kentucky University is who we have drawn in today. So Northern Kentucky starting things off on the back foot, but things to feel good about early.
Wow, yeah, Meliodas with a 4-0, like just getting a 4 right on the first round. It was fantastic there. Virgie getting in there as well, but we're seeing the teams, lots of assists there as well.
Brazilian Baddie picking up where they left off with the double assist as well.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to contain in terms of the flashing game. Very excellent. Sayles is going to get an early wall here. This is the other aspect that I wanted to highlight for us early was Sayles is actually not a chamber player. We found that out, and and the headshot from Brazilian Baddie, nice work. Tried to go the other way, had to dodge out of the way of that one. Electrocute is going to come in here. She's taken a lot of space off the smoke and did hear the retreat, so that's pinged off to the teammate. Meanwhile, Northern Kentucky Tuna in on this one early. Revealed Meliodas was.
Ooh.
Saw him for half a pixel, it looked like, and Sayles gets caught out through mid, cleaned up the other way, and the players are going to arrive. Cuss down, Virgie able to pick up the kill there. Brazilian Baddie will come through with a flash, doesn't find its mark. Oh, and everybody's down, pardon me. Missed that final kill from Virgie. Nice job. And so the Trojans go up an early 2-0 ahead of the bonus round, which we've discussed at length.
Yeah, yeah. Meliodas now moving their KDs to 5-0. Virgie 4-0. Yeah, great job from the SAIT team. And the utilities being used by the SAIT team. And then the utilities in conjunction, right? We are seeing people are getting stunned. They were getting popped out of the smoke. And just great use of the communication and that teamwork that we've seen SAIT use a lot in the last game, too. So this will be...
Yeah, team's doing a great job of reading off each other, absolutely. And we got to pop in and listen to a little bit of what the communication sounds like mid-game. And it's intense. These guys do not mess around when it comes to in-game comms, shall we say. So lots of space taken. 3 players available, down 1. Brazilian Baddie following up with 1. Meliodas, Virgie in now. Kills gone both ways, and now it's a 3v2. So you can give that nod over to the Trojans for an early one. And that drone was just shot out of the air. Nice accuracy out of the 2 Kentucky players.
Yeah, 2 5-stacks running into each other right there.
Yeah, Rhino running into another Rhino, and just outside of A, it looked like. Gotta love when the 2 teams come together like that.
And no one having any ults either. It was a little bit more of a, I don't want to say a fair fight because the utilities are getting thrown around everywhere, but more of a firefight than we're used to.
Just a good old, oh, and Meliodas picked up a nice one there. Where's the follow-up? There it is! Meliodas is on fire this game!
Wow!
7-0 to start things off. Excellent work. Sorry to take over the eco part, but a little tease for you as well. We have plans for a player interview after this, which is new on the esports side of things.
Yeah.
So you might have that to look forward to.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. So it'll be happening right after the cast here. We're going to grab him, and we'll just do the interview here over the comms.
Correct, correct. And now the SAIT conversion on the bonus is huge.
Good work.
Yes.
So they're going to press this hardware advantage and hopefully look to go 4-0. This is a really aggressive start. Oh my goodness. Player pulled into the corner. Virgie is in on it now. Some players taken, and oh man, double headshot. Cindy and future president taking out some of the big hitters for the Trojans. And meanwhile, on the other side of things, oh, Brazilian Baddie nearly got one. Tried to follow up with some shots up top. Doesn't find a home for it. Trying to follow up as Electrocute. Taken out. On the other side, Electrocute picks up 1, picks up 2! Oh my goodness. Oh, and a thrifty out of the Kentucky team to put their heels in the dirt. Excellent work out of Sydney to be able to make the conversion. And 7-1 and 2 for Meliodas.
Wow. And a good job for Electrocute there right at the very end. Got the double. Almost had the triple there. Would have been one heck of a comeback. But just to be able to keep the head on and not like lose yourself in that moment. Because there was a lot of gunshots going on. There was a lot of things that were happening. And being able to spin around and actually get a couple shots off on that third NC player there. It was a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are going to have ourselves a little collection of players meeting up here once more. This B push feeling pretty good for this team. Astra's on both sides trading things. Trying to get out of the way there. Stuck in cute. Here's Electrocute. Managed to just pick the corner on that one. Electrocute has no idea what's waiting on the other side here. Pops out. There's 1. There's 2. Excellent, excellent accuracy there. And you know, it was funny when we popped down into the room earlier, we overheard Coach Riz talking to Electrocute about being a little more aggressive and taking more fights. And correct me if I'm wrong, is that not what we're seeing?
Yeah,
Excellent adjustment.
Yeah, they've just been getting into these fights there a little more aggressive and using their utility to smoke out.
In on Cody. Oh, and he's down. Wow.
Love that fun little finishing there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
The Monkey King.
The Monkey King. So, we just seen Brazilian Baddie there leave the bomb defuse for Virgie. Is there a specific economy reason or something like that?
Bomb defusals count for a point towards your ultimate. So in that situation, Virgie being 1 off there, and plus, if we pull up the map, a lot of times you're seeing the teams run through B garage. Now, the shape of the ult is a perfect rectangle that can cover most of garage. So if you can bait the team in to go, I can't ping because we're spectators, but if you can ping the team to head towards this blue barrier on B and use that Virgie ult, I guarantee you're going to end up with 2 kills.
Yeah.
But since we're locked in on Virgie, you'll see he's actually on the other side of things. He's got good instincts, and he's going to use the ult early. We'll see if Tuna can get out of the way. They can. They took a little bit of damage, but that's early space taken. Virgie and Meliodas and company are all going to hop out. Cody and Tuna stuck on either side here. I don't even know if They know where everybody is. Look how sneaky. Oh, there's an early kill. Didn't find a home. Oh, Meliodas taken out. Tuna pops out. Brazilian baddie picks up a second. Nice work there. And meanwhile, oh, spike down. Spike down for Meliodas. So now, for the Kentucky team, this now becomes a bomb rescue mission, and that's a lot harder. Oh, tip of the spear taken out. That was an excellent kill out of SAIT, who's taken up the Sage pick after experimenting with the chamber and finding good success. What do you think of this Sage pick?
I mean, Sage can zip around. They are great at moving and control.
And taken out by the side. Oh, man.
Didn't see it coming.
Concealment.
We knew they were close. Sydney in on it now.
So yeah, no. So this is a very rare thing that happens here in Valorant. Sydney is on the attack, and they've got to go try to get that bomb back.
Yeah. At this point, it's going to be more about just taking out the 3. I mean, you have to think as an opposing player that the remaining 3 are going to be on bomb, and that's exactly where they are. With 17 seconds, I would not be surprised to see a little bit of save, which not the worst idea. You're up against the wall economically.
10
so
seconds left.
Anytime you can take home a gun, take home some hardware, I think is going to be a bonus.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what some of the SAIT players are up to.
Everybody's just hanging out, holding angles. Everyone just chilling, making sure that no bombs get placed late. And that will be an unceremonious end to the round, but an end to the round regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the end around with SAIT up 3 players.
Yeah, absolutely. Good for the eco, and you can see the totals of Brazilian baddie and Electrocute up there, economically rich. So in the stock market, we would consider that heavy buying power.
There you go.
I'm bullish on the Vandal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, they do pay dividends.
They certainly do. And the Trojans are going to look to take advantage of some dividends right now after a hot start in this second of 2 games in this Swiss round-robin format.
Yeah. Just a couple more weeks of the Swiss round robin, then we're into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's when things get really, really intense, and some of the animosity can start to brew. I feel like when you play the same guys over and over, you start to be like, hey, I remember you. I don't like you.
Yeah,
you know, you start to build that familiarity. And meanwhile, Dimensional Drift for Big Mac, he's in deep. He's scouring out the site. And an early move here as well out of the other side, but they were taken out. Brazilian baddie is slowed and in front of a bunch of people, not able to make it. They were debuffed, and now another one down, and it's all on the body of SAIT. The world rests on his shoulders. You got to hold this down. Play your life. Coming in from behind, Virgie and company, Sage, a.k.a. SAIT, still alive with bodies around him to potentially get this res off. He's got the resurrection available. The headshot was there for a moment, but didn't find it. Now Sydney pops out, and Sydney's dropped there. And Big Mac came up from behind, and a pincer move is Big Mac and Cody able to find success. And Cody, who started this game in the first couple rounds 0-3, has now improved to 2-6. So Cody's heating up at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of work with your teammates, and knowing where your opponents are going to start to go. Sometimes we do see some of these players, they prefer taking the high ground. You know, they see a box, they got to get on top of it, sometimes it feels like. Yeah. And you learn that over the first few games. You know, we're 7 rounds in. Where do teams like to go, and how do they like to use their smokes?
Yeah, it looks like pining for a bit of a mid push here, and all on their lonesome is Big Mac, who's going to try and take this all on his own. Meanwhile, Electrocute stuck here in heaven trying to wait for some kind of answer. I do find it interesting that they've sent Big Mac all on his own. And I say interesting because they found success with it, but in a game where traditionally, or not traditionally, but a game where you've kind of struggled, I would expect you to want to play further together. Electrocute here in deep, and I don't think they realize
we got a
how
flank
in
coming.
Deep. Oh, and another flank. And Future President taken out. Nice work as Virgil picked up the flanking Big Mac, and now it's a 4-on-3 as SAIT is able to pick up the kill on that. And an ultimate burned out of the opposite team as well. Now Brazilian baddie in on it. Going to be the first player here available. Future President in deep, and they're taken out. Nice kill. That's a nice kill there as well. Now just has to finish up on Sydney, who was stuck behind the wall that just exploded in front of them. They were trying to use it for cover, and Virgie makes good on the defuse with 6 seconds to go, and Trojans will go up 6-2.
Another cracked play there. Great job of having the crosshair placement. You know, they didn't know exactly when that wall was going to go down, but when it did go down, the crosshair was exactly where it needed to be to get that headshot, and it's just so quick. It's less than a second for some of these decisions here.
Absolutely.
We've got 4 ults, though, stacked up over on the red team, so we could see a lot of those getting used. There's a few more rounds left before the switch, so before you have to use them, but you want to get rid of them sooner than later because those points don't stack up.
Nice Sage wall early will slow this team right down. You'll notice I found a rather delicious angle, but Say Less under a ton of pressure is going to have to give this one up early. And as if to put an exclamation point on my point, Trojans will back up and at least give up the entryway here. You can see teams a little nervous to kind of get into it.
One suppressed.
One reveal given. Teams not able to make it all the way through. Meanwhile,
Electrocute.
Electrocute is in deep. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. This is dangerous.
Electrocute possibly going for a flank. Can hear the footsteps.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for potentially a signal that giving up the position.
Uh-oh.
Dangerous times.
Yeah.
These guys are still over here. And they haven't really found anybody yet.
SAIT's moving over to B. They've decided for some reason they're going to check B.
You want to
So
find
whole
it.
A
team
lot
going
of
that way.
patience for your Northern Kentucky team, but the only person who
30
stayed
seconds
back
left.
was Virgie, and he's going to have to keep things calm, cool, and collected. He's going to be stuck behind the Sage wall here,
Spike
unfortunately,
planted.
but players arrive to help things out anyway. And this is an excellently placed wall, all in the right places, keeping things
It just traps
dangerous.
SAIT out.
Electrocute in there, and then we're gonna have a flood through of players. Here is Big Mac got caught, but he's gonna teleport out. Cody taking a couple shots through screens, and all of a sudden it's a 1v4. Big Mac follows up, and all of a sudden this Kentucky team is starting to put it together.
Yeah, that was a perfect. We were talking about the ults before the round started, and an absolutely amazing use of that ult just to cut the SAIT team completely out of that whole A site.
Well, and they only used 1 of the 4 that was available, and Big Mac was able to pick up a kill that'll bring him to within 3. So the ults start coming, and they don't stop coming.
Yeah. We're taking a look at some of these util here. Oh, SAIT's on a big buy round. They're going to be on a little bit of a thrifty round here.
See what they can come up with as I try to find the most perfect angle. Oh. Hopping on with Virgie. Oh, and they're going to try and take a ton of space here. Brazilian baddie. Very bold. Trying to come all the way through. Here's Virgie. Virgie and future president about to collide. And I don't think... Oh! One down through sewers. And that was a clone that was taken out and handled.
Grenade is live.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things, look who is sneaking on through. It's Big Mac again, but he's going to be first contact with Virgie, who has been a very difficult player to play against this evening.
We've been seeing quite a few flank attempts. Is this map usually a good map for flanking?
I would say that it is, just because there's like the extra sewers point and stuff like that, and teams are starting to play this pretty sneaky. Meliodas picks up another one as well, picks up a third, as Meliodas starting to put in work with this ultimate, and not exactly aware of where the next player is. Tuna just behind the smoke here, under a little bit of pressure. Meanwhile, Electrocute hanging out just inside the smoke, trying to get an angle on things. Can't quite do it. Meanwhile, Tuna's patience could potentially pay off as they are going to approach. They caught the Cape of Sage. Virgie comes in, and there's one. Now it is a 3v1 situation. Nobody knows where this player is. They do know now. Here's the angle of it. Here's Virgie, and he's got it. The 3K for Virgie. 13, 4, and 2.
Wow.
Oh, he wants that player interview.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Virgie up there. Yeah, 13, 4, and 2. Miles ahead of anyone But I mean, Meliodas there is up, doing pretty good as well.
11-5
not
crazy.
bad, not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, good work.
2 up in the double digits is great. SAIT.
And Brazilian Baddie 7 and 8, the assist master, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Electrocute, the aggression been paying off there.
Yeah, absolutely. Up to 5 and 7, and we saw Coach Riz, his remarks paying off early in the game, as you could definitely say Electrocute was responsible for clutching a few of those early rounds. Say less is gonna come out. Oh, taken out by Cody, who had the perfect angle. Knew that the stage was coming into place the wall, because they've done that a couple times now. Virgie misses an opportunity to take out a couple, but he's going to come face to face with Tuna potentially. Electrocute taking some shots at Cody through the smoke, and that's enough to scare him out of there. And Kentucky's going to do the right thing here. They got the pick, and they're going to have to rotate as they still have numbers, and so they're going to try for a SAIT flood. Meanwhile, look at this. These two players, not even aware of how close they are to each other, looking in opposite directions.
They might back right up into each other. Yeah. Really.
There's a lower area here that just separates the two of them.
Oh.
Spike down.
Some
B.
other things popping off each way, and Cody
Last
picking
player
up one on
standing.
Brazilian Baddie. Big back follows up as well,
Spike planted.
and Virgie is taken out by Future President, and all of a sudden, winning the last 3 of 5
Last round
are
in
the
the
Kentucky
half.
team.
Yeah. It's been back and forth, back and forth. I wonder if it's just mostly the gun advantage that's been playing a big difference here.
Could be. It's you know what? I said the last 3 of 5, but to be quite honest, they've won the last 4 of 8. So Trojan's not doing a terrible job, just back and forth.
Yeah. We will see here. It looks like they're going to be pushing B here to start off. A big 5 stack right through the B side.
Yeah, they've had good success with this, but look who is here to greet them. Brazilian Baddie, who got the blind. In deep now, Meliodas. Not as in deep as I thought he was. Big Mac's going to pop through. He's got a free kill. That was an excellent play on the totals there. Meanwhile, Electrocute able to shut down Big Mac. Nice work there. Meanwhile, Virgie's going to drop his ult and force the Sage to move, so Tuna not able to get that bomb down when they want it. Now along the other side, we're going to see who can pop out to get this done. Nobody yet, but closest person was Electrocute, but they were taken out. Good aggressive play though. Here comes Say Less, taken out, and now it's all up to Virgie, who's got the weight of the world here, trying not to concede 2 in a row. Money not on his team's side. If there was ever one that you feel like you need to win, I think it's this one.
Yeah. It is, and with money being so tight for your team, you have to make that decision here. I mean, you definitely do want to play, but how aggressive do you want to be? Especially and before the bomb was planted, you didn't.
Oh, the flick over for Tuna. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Good mouse movement from Tuna, and all of a sudden the Kentucky team,
Switching
2 in a
sides.
row, and even Electrocute concurs. That was a nice shot.
Very nice shot there. Well, now we're back to the flip. Both teams starting off equal with the cash flow here, and they're going to restart to all the alts. Probably why we've seen such a big alt dump on that last round there.
Yeah, it was really good closing rounds for the Kentucky team, who seemed to be putting everything together. But let's remember how this game started. It was SAIT with the precision on the pistol rounds that helped give them this big boost. And so for SAIT, it's more of a question of, can they replicate this early success? And it looks like they're going to try and run this down mid, and I am personally very excited to see this. We'll hop on with Virgie first and see what he can put together. Going to come up first on Big Mac. Big Mac picked up one on Meliodas, and the wall goes up. Nice play from the Sage, who seemed to read exactly where this team wanted to go. They'll try and use the missiles to gain a little bit more space, and another Sage wall used, and now these teams in a difficult position. Brazilian Baddie's going to try and lead things through mid. Going to dog things out, chasing Tuna. Giving up the ping for their teammates. Electrocute going to throw a couple down. Now here's Virgie, who's on site. Going to try and put some things together now. Shoot, Tuna through and Say Less got him through the smoke. Nice work there, and all of a sudden, Electrocute chilling through mid. We'll see what this potentially turns into, as these two players not 100% sure that they're going to appear. And Sydney picks up one on Electrocute. That was so close.
Wow.
Future President and company hanging out in top mid, and Trojans need to hang on to this bomb for dear life. Future President down to 50 points of HP. Big Mac and Sydney, no damage yet. Future President takes a couple shots. Say Less is in on it. There's another one. Brazilian Baddie's in deep. Sydney out the other side. Here's Brazilian Baddie. Couldn't take it out. And Say Less with the follow-up. And it's an 8-5 lead for the Trojans.
Wow.
Cracked play, says Say Less.
Absolutely fantastic. What a clutch play there right at the end. That last smoke, that desperate drive with the bomb beeping and carrying on. What a great job for SAIT to keep their head together there. And a great use of that utility again. We've seen it with the different flashes and the Brazilian Baddie using that util to get all of that information with that dog running around there.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be really interesting to see because it looks like this SAIT team starting to coalesce a little bit, and I'd like to know how the choosing of the different agents may have assisted that, or maybe it's just not a factor and they're just feeling more locked in. But we saw some different agent picks, and for the Trojans, it is paying dividends here early as they're up by 3 rounds heading into what is going to be round 14 if I can do mental math, which I can. Excellent work from me. That was an early kill there. Say Less caught one. And
SAIT stacking them 5 deep.
yeah, running it down mid again, and there's no Sage Wall to slow them down, but Big Mac, Mr. Flank, in on it again.
Grenade is
Here's
live.
Virgil's going to try and come through and find his teammates. He's going to actually just hang out here, and he's on a collision course with Electrocute. Saw the player and now lost him, so he's going to be knocked off there. Meanwhile, Big Mac dropping one. Brazilian Baddie follows up nicely with the Sheriff. That was an excellent shot. Good work. Now it's Meliodas, who doesn't realize how close Future President is. Future President is absolutely chilling with the Bucky. They're going to come through. They're in close. Meliodas takes him out. Cody pops through the smoke. He's taken out as well. And now it's Sydney hoping to dream for this Kentucky team. And who better to have it than Sydney, who finished out with 3 kills last round. And good opportunity, but Virgil saw it all the way, picked the corner. And the Trojans will go up by 4.
Wow. Wow. Virgil up there 16-7. Meliodas 14-8. Brazilian Baddie 10-10. Say Less 9-9. And Electro
10-9 for Baddie, though.
Wow, yeah, the 9 assists. That's
Electrocute with 6 assists as well.
Yeah.
Great work.
Yeah, great job. And then the smoke placement has been so key off Electrocute.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on the other side of things, the Kentucky team doing a great job of keeping things even. I would honestly expect to see stat lines that look a little scarier than that, but all very respectable stat lines on the side of this team. And now Big Mac is going to try and play a little more aggressively off the get-go, but he's going to have to back up due to the smoke. He's going to try and fire some through the smoke. Some shots replace the other way. That's a nice flash there for the team. And it looks like the Trojans are going to try and flip this down all the way on the other end.
Yeah,
Giving the drone a spot through, and Sage was spotted through the left side.
Missiles away.
Virgie's going to try and push the Sage out, and that's exactly what will happen. Nice work there. And Electrocute, following our coach's advice, getting aggressive here. Players are going to come through now. Is this going to be Electrocute's kill? It is not, as Say Less comes in for the follow-up. Say Less with a couple shots on Tuna. Didn't see the extra player in the corner. That's Cody, who sneakily picked up 2, trying to follow it up. Was Virgie and Meliodas. And 2 of the best players on the team left alive. And
Cody got a triple in there before he ended up getting capped.
30 seconds left.
Cody with 3 from the corner. That was an excellent little sneaky spot. And looks like Trojans are going to try and press their advantage to swap sites and get out of there. Tuna, very aware of what's happening. Now, one aspect that we need to highlight for you folks at home, 10 health and a dream for the Trojans here. So if you're Virgie, you're probably going to want to duck into alley here and potentially, hopefully, get an early shot. You saw where Tuna was headed.
There.
Saw the clone used as well. And both players hanging out in alleyway, and here he comes.
Last player standing.
Weird angle. Nice job the other way. Now here's the Sage. You can see them. Now you can't. What does Virgie have? Oh, the reaction kill! Oh my goodness!
Absolutely amazing.
Less than 200 milliseconds on that one, and Sydney says, "Holy plot armor!"
Yeah.
No kidding.
What a.
Virgie having a game to remember, 19-7 and 5.
I mean, Virgie did know because he heard the bomb getting defused there. So to have the awareness and to know exactly where that character was going to be and to have the crosshairs in the perfect spot while that was going off. And yeah, just such
and
a
to
great...
stay calm, too.
Yep.
Oh, man. If that's me, I'm panicking and spraying my whole clip over the head. Easily. 100%. No doubt about it.
Those walls playing such a big part of this game.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand the Sage picks is they try to slow things down early, but one thing the Trojans love to do... Meliodas apparently down for a moment.
All right, we're just going to keep staying on here for a second. Looks like SAIT might be slipping in over onto the A side here.
Yeah, they're going to try and run through. Meliodas holding things down through mid, as you can see, keeping a watchful eye on things. Say Less is going to come through, and Sydney is playing close, getting a couple shots through, but not finding a home for those shots. And Sydney's literally right outside this. Oh, and is revealed and taken out nicely there. Popping out. Here's Future President. Couldn't find the kill after getting the refract.
Wow.
And Sydney is starting to rage out in chat. Not exactly happy with that one. Sydney says sure, as not really a fan of the kill, I would suppose, but nonetheless, nice kills out of Say Less, who's going to turn around and try to follow up with another one. And guess who's back? It's Meliodas. And Electrocute follows up on Cody, and all of a sudden it is 11-5 Trojans.
Yeah. Fun round there by the Trojans. That great little push on A there was really fun. We did get to see just some great control there, especially when dealing with the different height levels, right? We did see the first kill on the ground level. Quick snap up there. Good job. Got crouched, got the great accuracy, and just landed those shots just quicker than the other one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Good accuracy, and these SAIT Trojans starting to heat up as we approach what could potentially be the end of the game. You'll have no such curses coming from my side. Learn my lesson early as Big Mac takes a couple kills and he's able to teleport out of trouble, which will open up an opportunity for Say Less and Electrocute through mid. A couple players down the other side happy to reposition.
Two ults for both teams right now. We do have the potential for a couple more ults, maybe, depending on which way the kills end up. That drone
pops out, couldn't find a home for it. Meliodas finds a home for two. Big Mac and Cody down.
You will not kill my ally.
Sage res for our side, actually, so it'll be 5 Trojans, 3 Kentucky players. Ultimate used. See those Seekers doing their job.
Blinded.
Trying to find all the players up top, and now 3 players up in heaven. Trojans with an excellent chance. Sage is going to try and slow them down with those orbs, and also going to follow it up with a wall, which should really slow things down.
Wow, great use of the wall there, and they use the wall behind the smoke, so now characters...
Great divide thrown up by Electrocute, that cosmic divide, I should say, pardon me. Completely soundproof, bulletproof. Wow. So,
really locking them
excellent way to try and quiet things down. And Sydney and Future President had to give up some space to avoid the ultimate out of these guys. Now out of the other side.
One enemy remaining.
Excellent kills out of Meliodas. He's going to try and follow up with another one. He catches the shoulder of Sydney and follows up with a couple shots. And now Sydney's going to pop out into the running shots as Virgie comes through. Takes that one out. And Sydney says, fair. In a 1v3 situation, getting bump rush through alley is always a little bit stressful. I've been in that situation. I've been chased through alley. And I know what that feels like. But I mean, excellent work to keep things close.
Yeah, good on them. They jumped out guns blazing. You never know, right? You can get lucky. You
absolutely can.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I both love and despise Valorant is the one bullet headshots can sometimes be very killer on those spray and pray guns.
Yeah, absolutely. Blessing and a curse.
We're going to have a hard A push here.
Yeah, holy moly. Virgie leading the charge here. Meliodas and company whole team's gonna come through here.
Drone going out.
There's Brazilian baddie who's gonna take the lead. They're gonna try and chase down this Sage. They will not find her. And meanwhile,
Big Mac
coming through. Big Mac gets taken out. Or no, he doesn't. He's in a little. Oh, and a nice shot at a Big Mac. Oh, and he follows up with another one. Oh my goodness. Big Mac with 3.
Yeah, 3
Just
super
missing the flash there, trying to come through. Did Electrocute get that well blind?
Yeah, I do believe
Are you
so.
kidding me? What a kill. And putting their feet, or digging their heels in, pardon me, is this Kentucky team as they're able to stop the bleeding after dropping 5 in a row. Good response out of them.
Yeah, good job there. Big Mac coming in there, very clutch, getting that triple there, all from basically the exact same spot. SAIT players just kept running in, and I don't know, Big Mac must have just had a great angle on him and just got the jump on 3 SAIT players. Really helped their team there win that round.
Yeah, it was excellent work from him. Great crosshair placement and just making that Guardian sing, which is absolutely beautiful. That scout sent out early. Meliodas takes a ton of early space. He's going to avoid the eyeballs of Sydney and Big Mac. Maybe try and push future president here through mid. And holding that by a pixel. Always tough to see how these teams are going to do this.
Oh, he looked away at the exact wrong time.
Oh, there's one trying to follow up with the spam shots. He picks up 2 future president out of nowhere.
Wow.
Comes up, tries to find the 30, spamming. Uses the refract to get almost out of position, but wasn't far enough to get good value out of the refract, and so able to be hunted down. But
What a great job there.
yeah, for the Kentucky team, they'll take that as they have the one-man advantage. 3v2 scenario. 2 ults online.
Last player
Oh, an
standing.
excellent job out of Cody. And Electrocute is in alone and taken out by Big Mac, who is constantly lurking on the back half of this site. He's all over the place and always flanking. So sneaky job by him to pull through another one.
Yeah. Big Mac goes to 17 and 15.
Yeah, excellent work from him.
Yeah. And looking at the econ, how are we doing there? Looks like almost all of SAIT's going to be at a fuller half buy there. We have 1 short, Electrocute. Yeah, the other guys, they are all stacked up. Full shields, which is going to be a big difference in this round as
Yeah,
well.
the only person down on the money is going to be Electrocute, but Trojans well prepared for this one.
Whoa!
Tuna's going to get sent through. He's
They're getting
on
flanked.
top of the wall and all the way through down the other side. Here's Say Less and company. Teams holding it down here.
Yeah, they got pinned in there for...
Oh man, somebody's in there for sure. You can see all these blue silhouettes all over the place. Electrocute taking in some damage. Here's Big Mac. You can see what exactly Big Mac's working on. This is gonna try and come through. Oh my goodness, the triple!
Holy cow, Big Mac!
Big Mac just stared them all
One
down
enemy remaining.
and made it work. Oh, but Brazilian baddie out of the flash gets his own headshot, and this is turning into a round to remember. Holy moly, you're kidding me. Your Brazilian baddie taken out by Cody through just on the other side, and so what a play out of Big Mac for that triple.
comes
my
around,
goodness.
comes around the corner and just finds shot after shot. Probably a dozen bullets went out, and every one of them found a target.
Man, if he had a Vandal, I think that's an ace, unfortunately, for the Trojans.
Yeah.
If he had a better gun, I think that could have spelled trouble. Too many players, I think, trying to play off of or getting caught by the ult of one future president. So it's an excellent ult play from them.
Make me
And now, as
proud.
you can see, some ults building up on the side of the Trojans. No ults over on the side of Kentucky. So what does that mean for us? Let's find out right now.
I wondered if SAIT was going to change the 5-stack idea, but no, they're going back at
So
it
they're just
again.
going to stick with it, and that early wall is going to try and find some success.
Spike down A.
Another player taken out. Oh, and players are dropping left, right, and center. Electrocute is in with
Last
Melodious
player
now.
standing.
Electrocute doesn't find a home. Takes out the future president. Now Tuna with a follow-up, and they will find it. And all of the sudden, putting together 4 in a row of their own, It's the Kentucky team.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
SAIT's on the back foot now, and SAIT is going to be behind on the economy. I don't think they have enough for full buys there all the way around. Yeah, so they are going to be behind on the economy here, but Virgie still rocking the 22 and 12 for the KDs, and 6 assists for themselves. Brazilian Baddie, 16, 15, and 11. And Electrocute,
man.
11, 15, and 10. Like,
Yeah. Excellent, excellent stat. Oh, here we go. Ready, watch. Oh, another one. Oh, yeah. Nicely done there. Cody's going to get first pick, and Virgie has an answer for that one. Here's Virgie. He's going to pop out, catch the Sage, which is excellent. They were about to throw up the wall to slow down the Trojans. Excellent work now. Tuna gets not tagged by any of those. They were behind the wall safely. Electrocute taking their coach's advice and pushing forward here. Sydney checking things out along the other side. And I wonder if teams are going to try and push through here. They are. Virgie and company. Trying to catch one. Oh, just moved off at the wrong time. Sorry about that. Virgie is in. He's got Big Mac just around the corner, but I don't think he realizes. Neither of these teams, all these players just turned their back. Oh no, he's coming out. But Big Mac, Tuna. Here's Big Mac. He doesn't see. Oh! Nearly didn't get the finish there was Meliodas. Now he just has to take care of Tuna on site. And do it quickly before
30 seconds left.
Sydney can sneak back
before
up on
Sydney
you.
can catch up.
And you got to plant a bomb, too.
Yeah, I don't think he knows exactly where the Sage is either. Tuna and Sydney's staring at each other from distance. And that bomb is going to be picked up. Oh.
10
Tuna
seconds
pops out!
left.
Able to stop!
One enemy
Calm
remaining.
aim for Meliodas. Here's another one. One-on-one opportunity. Here's the view. Oh, pops out, and what a kill for Sydney.
Wow.
None more timely than that to keep the game alive. 5 in a row for this
Five
Kentucky
in a
team.
row.
Holy moly.
5 unanswered goals is crushing in any sport, and especially in Valorant. But we have seen single rounds and single bullets. Yeah, SAIT was on a 5-round heater at the start. Yeah,
That'll work.
SAIT's still going to be just a little bit
That'll
behind.
Yeah, ultimate though. Look at this. Ultimate nod towards the Trojans. They are lined up outside of B site. Look at this. Virgie's already got his ult in his hand. He's ready to use it. Meliodas available. Trying to get an early pick. Doesn't find it. Able to take things out. That tracking dart is not going to find a home.
Yeah, very quick
Stars
shot on
getting
that tracking
placed
dart.
from Astra. Excellent work here. Trojans taking some space. Brazilian Baddies got that ult ready to be used. Teams loaded up outside of sight, and comes through, but one Big Mac who's going to try and take a look at where everybody is. Meanwhile, Brazilian Baddie's going to come through with Say Less. All these players pushing. Meliodas in on it now. Meanwhile, this person, Big Mac popped out of their ult. They were traded kills with. Now coming out the other side, trying to take a look at things through the middle. Future President and Sydney sitting outside of Alley, and one Tuna is sitting outside of Mid, who gets spotted out. Excellent movement there, but taken out by Meliodas.
One enemy remaining.
Excellent work there. Virgie picks one up as well. Virgie adding to his kill total. That's the 25th of the game for him. And he's got an angle on Sydney and doesn't even realize it. Sydney fires back, pops out. Nice kill from Sydney. Now Brazilian Baddie has to follow up, and Sydney was in there and is out of there. Brazilian Baddie with the 3rd kill. What a game.
Wow.
Your closing thoughts, Jamie? Not closing thoughts, your end of game thoughts, please.
You know what? I think this was another great match for SAIT. They found some great use in the 5 stack. Going in with 5 players at once, such a, well, just great use, right? Especially when the teams are using those utilities to stack up together. We've seen the walls there being such a game changer in closing down alleys and also being able to shoot through the walls. We did see a couple times that some of these walls were getting shot out through so people can drive their different utilities, whether it was the dog or whether it was the drones going through from the different characters. Ultimates were such a great use for both teams there in terms of both controlling different areas of the map, shutting down different avenues. But another thing that we've seen a lot from was the smoke. We did talk a lot about Electrocute using that Astra and being able to use that map quickly and effectively. That astral projection map. I know some players, myself included, when I bring up that astral projection, I get lost.
Yeah, absolutely. And as promised, folks, a little post-game interview with none other than Virgie. Virgie, how's it going, man? You are live on Twitch. Say hello to the people.
I'm good. How are you? How are you doing?
Good, man. What an absolute game. We got a couple questions for you. Obviously, there was some discussion about what kind of controller was going to be used. How are you feeling about that Astra game and the game on Split in total?
Honestly, I think the Astra pick for us is a very comfortable pick, and Electrocute's able to excel on the agent. So I think that picking the Astra over something like a Viper was a no-brainer for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And a little bit dicey in the second half of things. Is it difficult to keep the team calm when the rounds lost are kind of building up? How does that feel?
I'd say yes and no. It definitely was getting hectic towards the end. We kind of just had to, take a breath and rethink what we were doing and go back to what was winning us rounds. But 100%, you can get lost in the heat of the moment in a game like this.
Absolutely. Very well said. And then my last follow-up for you, we discussed a little bit through the midway point there about your team feeling really confident on Bind. And how would you rank Split in terms of how your team played? Is it one of your stronger maps now?
I'd say definitely getting more reps on the map has helped us a lot. Our first showing of Split was a bit rough, but now I think that if we keep working hard to making this a map that we can win on, we will definitely keep it in our rotation. I think everyone had a really good showing tonight, so.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us, putting on a beautiful show for everybody at home. So thank you very much. Do you have an Instagram or anything you want to plug real quick? It's okay if you
just,
don't.
no social medias, but I just want to say thank you for everyone that watched. It means a lot to us, and we hope to keep up the good games for following weeks, both us on Academy and the varsity team next week.
Heck yeah, man.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for doing this. We look forward to having more interviews, possibly around every game here coming up.
Yeah, thanks again, man.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
Alrighty, folks. So that was the end of the game. A little quick chat for you. Some final thoughts from Jamie, please, and thank you.
We had two fantastic games. The first one, such a nail-biter, right to the very, very end, and it just ended up coming down to one last firefight. You couldn't have asked for a better starting game for this Wednesday night of Valorant. And then the second game, SAIT putting on a show on how to do that 5-stack and how to use that mob rush mentality of just utility dumps, ultimate dumps, controlling that one space. That's all they needed to do, and just run the show there.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic work. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to Jamie, who has put an amazing amount of work into making the esports streams what they are, and him and all the Trojan crew that stand behind him to support us to make this possible. We thank you. Have a beautiful night. Stay safe out there, and we will see you Monday, March 2nd at 5 p.m. for a little bit of Overwatch. See you then.
See you then.